I got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans?
What's up guys, back again with another video. I've been gone for a while and I apologize about that, but we're gonna go back into the grind, hop back into it, and today we've got another great video for you guys. Today I'm gonna be ranking the best or like some shows that I've watched and liked or not liked or like their review them basically kind of. And yeah, let's get started. So the first show we're gonna start with is Escobar. So this show, I think it was probably a top uh, 5 show for me, honestly, because I really like I'm a type of person who really likes movies or shows which are based on real life because like it's authentic and like it can actually happen. So that's why I really liked Escobar because Escobar was, of course, a real person and everything he did, how he rose in ranks and stuff. So yeah, this Escobar, it's one of my top shows. And like you guys probably know about El Chapo, so he was basically El Chapo of his generation, or like even I think he was probably richer or something, because apparently he was making $420 million a week off of drug trade. The cast was really good. They had that guy from Game of Thrones, I forgot, Pedro Pascal. They had him, so him as like the main agent guy, detective, and then the cast for Pablo Escobar himself. That was also good. So, and like they made it exactly how the news or like um articles, documentaries, they show us like how he lived. And then they also made it like a prison scene where he was basically in prison, but he was living like a king in prison. And like he had everything in prison. So I'm gonna put this show in A, and the only reason I'm gonna put it in A is because it was 4 seasons. I kind of forgot, but I think it was 4 seasons total. But it like the basically the storyline ended on the third season, and then I don't know what happened the fourth season, so I stopped when like the storyline ended. So that's the only reason I'm gonna put it in A. I don't know how the fourth season was, if it's good or not, but like I didn't like that they extended. They should have just ended it when stuff happened. If you want to watch it, you'll know why I said that. But yeah, this show was great, amazing. So that's why I'm gonna put it in A. Next up, we got the one and only Breaking Bad. I don't think a single soul hasn't heard about this show. And if you haven't heard about this show, you're living under a rock or something, or like you're chronically not online, or like you haven't opened Google or like any online devices in the past 20 years or something. So this show is one of the best things I've ever watched. And just like how I said for Escobar, the authenticity, the realness, the basically things that can happen in real life is what really drew me to the show. Also, like how Walter White, he was like a normal person, then he rose up in ranks and then made a whole empire, drug empire. So that also kind of, hooked me in. And overall, the show was amazing. Starting is a bit slow, like he picks up pace slowly, but after I think the first or second season, it picks up and it goes crazy. Like you'd be wanting more and more and more. And like I think if someone just um gets done with season one in one day, then like they would finish season two, three, four, five probably in like 2 days or something. That's how good it is. It's one of the best shows. Of course, also the ranking, you can see IMDb. So yeah, this show was one of the best shows I've watched. and I really liked it. And I would not put any show above it. Uh, I would put a show above it, but the thing is with Breaking Bad, every season was good. Like I'll tell you the show is here, Game of Thrones. I will tell you why I wouldn't put it above it at this moment, but it could be above it. They only made one mistake, and that's season 8. So yeah, that's why the only reason I wouldn't. But apart from that, Breaking Bad, such a good show. One of the best things I've ever watched. And that's why I put in S here. If you don't like this show, something's wrong with you. Like some people say, we can't get into it, you can't do this, and bro, you just don't like TV. That's it. So yeah. Next up, we got Walking Dead. Now this show, I don't know how old it is. I started watching it around COVID time when all the schools and everything were closed, so I didn't know what to do. So I just found a random show that I could watch, and it was a good show. The starting was good, great, everything. And then I think into season 3 or 4, I think it slowed down so much. Like it became so unrealistic. Not unrealistic. Of course, it is unrealistic, but like it became so repetitive. Like they were doing the same thing over and over again. They would go to one hideout, stay there for like a week, and then they would go to another hideout, stay there for a week. Same thing over and over and over and over again, which made it so repetitive, which is why I did not like that. But the starting of the show, like the first season, I think a great show, season, not a show, great season. Of course, the whole storyline with um, Rick Grimes and everything, and the zombie stories and all that. It was amazing. But the only little thing was that it just repetitive. They were doing the same thing over and over again. I could not get into it. And then they had a lot of plot armor. Yeah, that's why I'm gonna put this in C, because only the first season was good for me, honestly. So that's why I'm gonna put it in C. Next up, we got Squid Game, and of course, this show was about games, which were like deadly games. People had to play to pay off their debts and stuff. And then if whoever won got like $1 billion or something, or like 30 million, I think. So yeah, this show, I think it was a great show. The first season, phenomenal. Like cannot be topped if you're looking at like game categories, like uh, game shows and stuff. It can't be topped. Then the second season was kind of weird, kind of iffy, and then the third season, like it was also iffy. Like it felt like they just wanted to, end it, like end the whole show. That's what they wanted to do. Like it wasn't like natural, like anybody could know they just want to finish it off. I think at the end it didn't really go to the games. Like the games didn't matter. It was more of the storyline. Like people, you also like kind of got connected to the characters instead of being like, okay, it's a game, whoever wins, you know. Also, the thing with Squid Game I don't like is you would know like who wins. Of course, the main character, he wins the first season, then he does something second season, then he does something third season. So anybody, like you watch the first episode, you'd know that he would win. So like it's kind of, I don't like that. But overall, the show was phenomenal. The games were amazing. Like the games they had were so good. The first season was honestly so good, better than any game show I've watched. And I wish they just wrapped it up as season 1 and then just called it. That's it. But like they wanted to extend it, which I mean, it's up to them, of course. They saw a lot of money. It was like going so viral and everything. So they had to, make some more money. So yeah, but I'm gonna put this in B. Next up, we got The Penguin. This show just came out last year, 2025, and this show was so good. Honestly, one of the probably a top 5 show for me out of all the shows I watched, because it was so like you connected to the character, and then it told you a whole storyline of Penguin, the character from Batman, like how was his come up, and it was like uh it was like exactly how you would expect it, or like exactly how it was in the games and stuff. Like in the games, he got beat up by that lady, the Falcone lady and stuff. But he was also a driver for them and everything. So like, they copied it off the games exactly perfectly, and the movies I think perfectly. So that's what I like. And then the whole like twist they had in between, and then also the main character's acting was phenomenal. The second character, like his sidekick's acting was phenomenal too, and the whole storyline was phenomenal. Honestly, like they just something was going on every single time. And the action was there too. They had shootouts and stuff, like whole mafia boss stuff. Also, like although the Penguin is from like Batman, and the Batman is like a like a superhero and stuff, which is fake kind of, but still like this made it seem authentic, like authentic Gotham. That's what it's like made you seem like, because this like what he did could happen, like it's possible to happen in real life. But yeah, it's also showed him how he is as a person, a selfish person and stuff, and he did not trust anyone. So also kind of gives you a little view on life and stuff, about you can't really trust people. But yeah, this is one of the best shows I watched from last year. From last year, one of the best shows I watched, and I recommend it to all my friends and stuff. So I'm gonna put this in A, because honestly, real top tier show. All right, next up is Money Heist. Now this show, I think I've told like five of my friends or something to watch the show. They don't want to watch it because it's in Spanish. The show is good. Like it's in Spanish. Read subtitles. Or if you really don't want to read subtitles, dub it. But this show is good. Like the whole storyline, the whole characters, all the whole plot and everything. How the professor comes up with like the little blueprints for the heists and stuff, and like how they escape and all that. It's literally phenomenal. Like how they trick the police into thinking like they're in the what in the bank, but they're not in the bank. They're somewhere in another city or something. So, it was such a phenomenal show. Everybody's acting was crazy, and then like the little plot twists, and then all that is it was such a good show. I've recommended it to so many people, they just don't want to watch it because it's in Spanish. But I watched it with subtitles because because like how dubbed and subtitle is different, because like the emotion in the original language is way more than in dubbed. So that's why I watched it in subtitles. I recommend you watch it in subtitles, but if you don't want to, it's up to you. But this is one of the best shows I've watched, honestly. I would put this in S because this is literally one of my favorite shows. I wish I could watch it again. And yeah, so that's why I'm gonna put it in S. Next up, we got The Last Kingdom. So this is a show I really liked. The whole storyline of it, it's amazing. Like Uther of Bevenberg, how his parents were killed, and then he had to run away, and then like he had to build up a whole army to fight against his uncle and stuff. Like also authentic vibe. There was no dragons in it or nothing. Like it was real, like real stuff. Like everything that happened was it could happen in real life. So it was like Game of Thrones vibe without the dragons and stuff that could happen in real life. So I'm gonna put this show in S. And then last but not least, we got Game of Thrones. Now, this show, one of the best shows ever made. For me, it's the best show ever made up until season 7. And then season 8, they messed it up. And they messed it up, there's a valid reason, because every other season was off of the books, and then the last season they had to improvise and like make their own script and everything. So that's why it was horrible the last season. But up until season 7, one of the best shows ever made. The starting, the middle of the show, the finishing, even it was so good. And then there's dragons and stuff, crazy CGI. All the battles in this are crazy, and then like the plot twist, of course, I'm not gonna spoil it, of course, but like there's so many plot twists, like you wouldn't expect stuff and it would just come. But yeah, this is one of the best shows I've ever watched. I wish I could forget it and watch it again. I've tried watching it again, but like I know what's happening, so it's kind of just, I'm like, oh, it's not that fun. But yeah, this is one of the best shows I've ever watched. Once again, up until season 7, everything, all the characters and like the plot twists and all that. Like I think I finished the show. Uh, yeah, when I first started watching it, season 7 had come out. Season 8 wasn't out. So up until season 7, I watched it probably the whole thing in 3 or 4 days, or maybe a week. 4 to 7 days, like a week. So this show, one of the best. Like I started watching it and I couldn't stop watching it. If season 8 didn't ruin the show, this show would be number one. And I stand by it. I would put it above Breaking Bad, honestly. But season 8 is what ruined it. And but I still stand by what I say, that it's still better than Breaking Bad in my opinion, because it's so well written and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna put this in S tier. And yeah, all of these shows are the shows I would recommend you watch, and all of these rankings are the way like I like these shows: Breaking Bad, Money Heist, Last Kingdom, Game of Thrones, Escobar, Penguin, Squid Game, and The Walking Dead. So yeah, this is my tier list. I hope you enjoyed the video, and do make sure to check these shows out if you haven't watched any of them. I guarantee you, if you watch any of these shows, you have my word that they're gonna be good, without a doubt. And if you want more videos like this one where I tell you about shows and stuff, I do have a lot other shows that I watched that I could put up here, but that would be probably like 2 3 hour video. I don't want to do that. But yeah, do let me know if you want to see those type of videos, those like these type of other videos. I could make them, of course. And if you want to see a movie one, we could also make that. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Do check these shows out, and I will see you in the next one.